Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, some days I come across a story that I feel very strongly about, and I want to contribute my 2 cents on it. That's basically it. It might not be trending, it might not be a big news story yet. Like this story I did yesterday about the couple in Connecticut. There was only one link, I think. There was only one news story when I first put that out. Now it's all over the place. It's on TMZ. It's all over the place. The story I did yesterday. So I think I'm pretty good at spotting these news stories. This is one I came across, and it's about a person on TikTok, a hardworking, seems like a good guy, but I think he's got a very simplistic understanding of capitalism and supply and demand. The links will be down below. Like I said, his name is @BeardedOperator. Okay, like I said, the link will be right down below for TikTok. And the actual story came from, I think it's called Upworthy. The link for that will be down below too. So I read this story, and it's about this hardworking, he's a big, huge, burly guy, bearded operator. I assume he must be a vet. And he does one video where he found a video on TikTok of a Generation Z, I assume, girl, and she's complaining about a 40-hour work week. How can I do 40 hours is so much time. And I kind of laugh at that. 40 hours is really, it's what, a quarter of your day, right? 8 hours a day? Not even, really, because you don't work on the weekends. And, I kind of laugh at that. That's not, working 40 hours is really nothing, when you're talking about working. Okay, so he saw this, and he brags about how he works 85 hours a week. And the story on Upworthy is he got kickback on TikTok about how it's not such a brag as he thinks it is, that it's not healthy to work 85 hours a week, or so people made fun of him, people mocked him. And so he did another video, and like I said, the links to both these videos, you can watch this down below. The first one where he says 40 hours a week is just a part-time job. You guys have no comprehension of how hard you want my job, you want my life. I work 85 hours a week, and he's bragging about it. The second video, he kind of blames these people that don't want to work for high prices. He says, there's supply and demand. So he gives these examples. He says, you're the people that walk on sidewalks. You want your sidewalks clean and shoveled, but you're not willing to shovel the sidewalks yourselves. And he says this. He says, you're the people that want to order your double soybean burger on cauliflower buns, burgers, double soy bean burger on cauliflower buns. I don't know if there is such a thing. I think he's making fun of Gen Zers. And but you don't want to pay for it. You don't want to work for it. And so he's blaming them. If more people work, the prices would go down. He's got this very, God bless him, he's got this very simple-minded view of capitalism. And I think he's completely wrong. I think he's leaving out a big portion of what capitalism is about, and that's to make money. The person that owns the business, the management, when profits are up, like the CEOs that make millions, billions of dollars, where the people are working hard. Okay, so I thought I would use my example. Like I said, I've worked my whole life, and I'm painting now, right? So I do paintings. All right, I'll just start here. Here's a painting. Okay, so what if I started working harder, or employed people to do paintings for me? Okay, and I started earning more money. So there was less time, I produced more product. Under his theory, would I lower my prices? Because I usually would sell this painting for about $475. Is what I sell it for now. So let's see, this painting, this is one of my most popular ones. This is my biggest seller. I call it my trademark. And here's the thing, I've never told anybody, but it's one of the easiest ones to paint, because I found a quick way to paint these, to mass produce these, by using crumpled up newspaper and just dabbing the paint on here, and then using like a styrofoam brush to make these, to make the limbs and the tree trunks. I can make these the fastest, right? So do I price, so time-wise, these are the cheapest for me to make. So Do I lower the prices on those? No, no, absolutely not. Why would I do that? And there's the whole psychological component here. Okay, so if I actually price this for the time it took me to make it, $75, people would look at this and they would think it isn't worth the money. There's the psychological component to this too. No, I priced this more than everything else because the demand. If people were making these for me, would I pay my workers more because there's more money coming in? No, I would grow my business. That's what I do when I have more profits. Do I make my product cheaper when it becomes cheaper for me? When I make more money, do I lower the prices of my paintings as I'm making more money? No, I reinvest into my business because that is capitalism. The whole goal here is it's my business and I'm going to grow it bigger and bigger and by more chains and more outlets or in this case, better paint, more canvas to make them cheap, even cheaper and to make even more money to sell at different venues. And I keep reinvesting into my business. I don't make my paintings cheaper. He's got this idea that like, okay, on the sidewalk. Okay, so the sidewalks. He's saying if these people worked and shoveled the sidewalks, there'd be more sidewalks clean and they'd be cheaper. He doesn't bring in the price here. So okay, so more people want to shovel sidewalks. Okay, now I'm paying them $15 an hour. So would I make it cheaper now? Would I charge the business owner less because I have more people? Like okay, so more employees come to work for me. And instead of paying him 15, am I going to pay him less? Am I going to pay him 12 and then lower the price for the business owner? No, I'm going to reinvest the profit, and I'm going to start shoveling in other areas. I'm going to reinvest the money. I am never going to make my product cheaper, never. And then if I did make my product cheaper, people would think it's worthless. There's the psychological component. You have the guy over here that charges $10 to do your sidewalk. You got the guy over here that charges $25 to do his sidewalk. A lot of times they're going to pick the guy that charges $25 because they think he's going to do a better job. There's a psychological component to this. God bless this guy. God bless him because he's got this very simplistic picture. He is the poster boy for capitalism, to make money off workers. Okay, I used to work for a magazine company. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been an architectural designer. I've been a truck driver. I'm a painter. Delivered newspaper. I've done so many different things I can't even remember. I used to drive a truck, okay? And say my boss hired more truck drivers, more people wanted to work. So he works in between the publisher. The publisher drops off the magazines. The drivers deliver the magazines to different outlets, different stores. So more people come to work, like this guy's theory. If more people would come to work, then the price for delivering these magazines would get cheaper. No, they wouldn't get cheaper. My boss would buy more trucks and expand his business. Would he pay his workers more? Probably not. That's why the magazine business that I used to work for, we voted to unionize because we worked as a cohesive unit and we demanded, we had the power to demand more money from the business owner, because the business owner's object here is to make money. That is capitalism. This guy's got this very simplistic, all flowers and lollipops view of capitalism. That the more people that work, it'll be cheaper for all of us. If you work, then we can all get our stuff nice and cheaper and more available. And that's a freaking fairy tale, man. The links will be down below. I'm going to talk about this more. This is my first thoughts on this whole thing, and I've got a lot more. The links will be down below. Bearded Operator on TikTok. God bless him. He's a hardworking man. He reminds me of a lot of addicts in recovery, because a lot of addicts in recovery work very hard. They transfer their addiction, like me. They transfer their addiction to something else. I transferred my addiction to exercise. I work out 4 hours a day, and I work on top of that, and I paint on top of that. I took all that energy, the addiction that I had before, and I transferred it to working. And that's kind of what he reminds me of. And God bless him. If that makes him happy, which it seems it does, that's great. Let him be that workhorse for capitalism. But his view of how this all works, let's just say he'd make a great poster boy for capitalism, for the people that are really making the money, the owners of the businesses, the corporations, the management that actually make the money when more people work, and the prices to make the product go down. They don't go to the consumer. They go to the business owner and the management. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Sunday.